Hey everyone, it's Yvette, and I have something fun to share with you all today. Thank you for following me on YouTube and my blog. I'm just very grateful, and my commitment to you is that I will share everything I am learning in my journey and 10 years of personal development, investments, traveling around the world seeking answers for something that was called incurable that I have had to search and seek and resolve without what they had told me that I needed to have, which was this crazy surgery in 12 hours under the surgeon's knife. And anyway, I was able to avoid that. And now I'm climbing the top of the mountain. I'm almost at the top of the mountain. I've learned so much, spent so much money along the way. And my commitment through this journey was that I would share every perspective along the way, because if a little bit of my pain can help you bear with yours, then I know that God put me on this earth for that reason. So, my name's Yvette Ulloa, and what I love to tell people is, hey, how you doing? I am the fiery Latina, and I was born in New York, but I was actually raised in Bolivia. How many of you are from Bolivia? Nobody ever raises their hand. But anyway, actually, one time somebody raised their hand, and it was my mother. She was in the audience at one of the events I was speaking at. So I just get giddy up about this topic because it's one of the toughest topics that I have had to learn, and it has also brought me the biggest amount of gain from all my 10 years of going through this illness and just experiencing so much chaos. This one thing that if you do it right and you do it on purpose is going to save you years of pain and possibly help you avoid the trap of stepping into an illness that's chronic, that's going to help to make things worse in your life. If you can learn the gifts and the lessons without going through the falling apart, then you are already a winner. Or if you're in a really tough place in your life where you are ready for more, where you're ready to receive, then let this be the thing that takes you over the top, because it's what helped me. For 5 years, I couldn't cure this. I couldn't find an answer. I couldn't find a reason. And after 5 years of containing it, which I thought, it's a tumor in my jaw, and I thought I was going to contain it for the rest of my life, I experienced something really stressful. And the tumor tripled in size. Freaked me out. These types of tumors grow so fast that one day you chew and your jaw breaks because the tumor takes over the bone slowly. So they were going to remove half my jaw. They were going to take some of my leg. And let me tell you, I'm a Latina. I like to dance. I like to shake my hips. They were going to take some of my hip bone to do a replacement surgery. They were going to take an artery from my leg, tie it to the artery from my neck. I mean, they had a plastic surgeon, a regular surgeon. UCLA was going to do a 12-hour surgery. By the grace of my creator, I was saved by the bell. So many things dropped out, fell apart at UCLA, and that was, boom, my signal that there was a different journey for me to embark on. So thankfully for that, and grateful. So I'm here to share with you the one thing that was the biggest shift in my life a year ago, when already in 90 days I was able to reduce this incurable thing that actually reversed 41% in 90 days. I have the x-rays to prove it. If anybody needs to see them, contact me on my Facebook account, Yvette Ulloa, Ulloa, because I promise when you see something like that I didn't see, that I had faith for, it's going to change your life. So, we all go through pain as kids. We all go through chaos in our journeys and different things that show up, trauma. And now that I look back, every single thing that showed up has shaped who I am today. Had I not gone through the abuse I went through as a child, I would not have this unbelievable amount of compassion towards other women who are going through abuse. I wouldn't be able to build that bridge to love, to honor them, to understand their feelings of of not being worthy, their feelings of not deserving. And how many of you have gone through something similar where something has caused you pain? Maybe you were already an amazing kid and had a great life, but maybe somebody called you something and that word stuck in your mind. And so we all go through a lot of different chaos and traumas and different things. And what I have learned is that nothing comes into your life unless it was so divinely guided that it was going to make you a stronger person. Think about something that hurt you, that injured you, that caused you a lot of pain in the past. Aren't you a better person because of it? Aren't you stronger because of it? Didn't you rise up from the occasion because of it? Didn't you say never again because of it? And see, that, my brothers and sisters, is the one tool that's going to take you to the one word that I'm going to talk about. And that word is forgiveness. And it's not an easy word because a lot of times we don't want to forgive. We don't want to let go. We don't want to, that person caused me a lot of pain. I'm not going to let them just go. But what if I told you that when you don't let them go, you also don't let yourself go? What if I told you, see, there's fireworks in the air. That means I'm right. What if letting go, and I'm not saying you're saying it's right what they did or what did they not do, because I was sexually abused as a child. I'm not saying that was the right thing to do or whatever. By letting it go, I am releasing it. I'm giving it permission to leave my body, because that emotion of hate, that emotion of harm, that emotion of why did they do this to me and they shouldn't this, that harms your own body. If you look up on YouTube all the studies of Dr. Masaru Emoto, E-M-O-T-O, he did a test where there are 3 jars of rice, and to 1 jar of rice they said beautiful words. They put the word love, health, I love you all around that jar. The other jar, it was actually, they just ignored it. And in the other jar, they said hate. I don't even want to say those words because they affect my body. Because remember, we are bodies of water. We are souls. We get affected. Even if I'm saying this word to this other person, guess what? My body is receiving the energy. So they would say all these horrible words to this jar of rice. Let me tell you. The jar, they kept the jars for a few days. The jar that was said beautiful words hardly putrefied. The jar that was ignored was a disgusting color. So even ignoring something is going to be harmful to them and to yourself. And in the jar that was said mean things, horrible words, it was almost putrefied. And it had been the same amount of days. Don't believe anything I say. Do this on your own. And so the words we say and we think, even if we're thinking it towards somebody else, they are affecting. Have you ever been in a fight and you accused somebody and you yelled at them and then you felt like crap? Because your body doesn't know the difference between you telling the words to somebody else rather than telling yourself. And so I'm going to challenge you. The word forgiveness is what opens up all the gateways to abundance. If you don't believe me, read the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It talks about how those words of anger and hatred and all these things that we have towards other people, they affect our bodies, they affect our souls, and they could eventually turn into disease. As a matter of fact, resentment is one of the biggest openers, gate openers to cancer. Usually a person who has expressed cancer in their body is because they have resentment towards somebody or something. And so I'm asking you to do this for you, not for them. See, if you let that person resonate in your mind that they hurt you and they did this to you, you are allowing them to live rent-free in your head. Would you allow somebody to do that hurt you? When is now a better time to bless it and release it? I'm not saying you're making it right or wrong. You're just allowing it to leave your body so that it doesn't hold you back. Because that emotion is holding on to some part of your body and affecting some organ. So what if you could say with me, take a deep breath. I bless you and I release you. And I put the intention of forgiveness, not only to you, but also to me. Because so many times we don't want to forgive ourselves. I blamed myself. Why didn't I fight it? Why didn't I speak up to my mother when she questioned me? Why didn't, I was a little girl. I was scared to death. I was threatened. Of course, I did the best I could with the resources I had. And yet I was beating myself up over and over. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I speak up? Why didn't I fight? Why didn't I escape? And see, now I know that it was part of the God's divine plan for me. That I needed to experience that for my mission in life to get delivered. And now I look at that experience as a gift. And yes, I have forgiven. I have asked for forgiveness because I also hurt that other person a lot. And sometimes in our worst moments of anger, sometimes we go in for the attack, right? And we hurt somebody else in the process. Sometimes we create stories. I know a lot of what I did was I created stories around my abuse. When I got things cleared up, it actually wasn't nearly as tough or horrible as I thought it was. And so, my brothers and sisters, I ask you for the sake of your own life and your future and your destiny, bless and release. Get your phone out right now. No, I'm not going to ask you to make that call. You thought, hey. Put a reminder, a daily reminder in your phone as a calendar that says bless and release. And every time that reminder shows up, at whatever time you feel is best for you, take 3 deep breaths. Hold for 5. Release for 5. Do that 3 times. That will help you get it from your heart, from your head, into your heart. And if you can, write a letter to that person, releasing them and setting them free from yourself, from your body, from your life. Or just send them love. Energetically, if that person is dangerous, you don't need to send them a letter. Energetically, send them a letter. If you want, write the letter and burn it. Burn that energy. Okay? I know in my heart of hearts that if you do this process of bless and release, your life will change forever. I want to thank you, and if this served you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to get these videos out at least working on once a week. Sometimes it might be twice a month, but I'm going to do my best efforts to do it once a week. So hit subscribe, and if you think this is going to help somebody else, please share it on your Facebook or share it with that person. My goal is for all of us, women and men, to strip ourselves away from all the armor that doesn't serve us. Because when you release that energy, you open up your energy to receive more blessings, more abundance, more joy. To our success, and I'm going to say, I'll see you later, and muchos besitos para ti. That means lots of kisses and hugs for you.